So the daily current affairs analysis, this analysis, the basic objective is to give you the newspaper in a very short and precise way. So let's understand this. A manifesto for tackling the antimicrobial resistance. So about for this comes under GS1 also too. Also in ethics you can write this as an example. So about antimicrobial resistance, that is for prelims, is the resistance acquired by any microorganisms. Microorganisms may be bacteria, virus, fungi, parasites. This itself a previous year question. So against antimicrobial drugs that are used to treat infections. So this occurs when a microorganism changes over time and no longer it responds to the medicines. If the medicine has been taken for any other infections and it is very hard to treat. So the disease is obviously there is a risk of a spread of the disease and it causes severe illness. Sometimes it leads to death. So WHO identified as AMR is one of the top 10 threats to the global health. Okay. So then microorganisms that develop antimicrobial resistance are called superbugs. In India, over 56,000 newborn death each year occurs due to this organisms. Okay. The reason for antimicrobial resistance is natural resistance in certain kind of bacteria, genetic mutation, or by one species acquiring resistance from another. So Union Health Ministry has want to create an awareness regarding this. So they create a red line campaign that include antibiotics. So there are people used to take antibiotics without a doctor prescription. That is actually not safe. That is what about the Union Health Ministry want to spread the awareness, and these medicines are called medicines with the red line without doctor prescription. So there is no rational use of antibiotics, so the red line will help the users to differentiate them from other drugs. Okay. So already it have been asked in the previous year question 2019 in UPSC. They have asked reason for occurrence of multi-drug resistance like genetic predisposition, taking incorrect doses of antibiotics. So 2 is definitely correct. So you can eliminate C. Using antibiotics in livestock farming, that is also true. When 2 and 3 is true, you can eliminate A. Multiple chronic disease is not associated with antibiotic. So for this you need not to study many questions. This is simple logic. Next, off budget borrowing. So this comes under GS3. Off budget borrowings are loans that are taken not by the government directly but by another public institution, but that borrows on the direction of government. Means government will the instruction and government will give the direction, but government will not involve directly to buy the loan. Okay, that borrowings are used to fulfill the government's expenditure. So the liability of the loan, however, is not formally on the center and the loan is not included in the national fiscal deficit. So this helps keep the country's fiscal deficit within the acceptable limits. Off-budget borrowings in India. So according to the last budget document, the current financial year, the Union government was set to borrow 5.3 lakh crore. So this does not include that loans that public sector undertaking was supposed to take. This constitute the off-budget borrowings because these loans or different payments are not part of the fiscal deficit calculation. So in 2019, CAJ report said that this route of financing puts a major source of fund outside the control of Parliament. Next, India's Mental Health Care Act 2017. So there are issues related disabilities, that is a separate topic in GS1. For the key provision of this act include right to make an advance directive. So patient can state how to be treated or not to be treated, and right to appoint a nominal representative. Person shall have the right to access mental health care, free and quality service, get free medicine, right to community living, right to protect from cruel, inhuman and degrading treatment, right to live in environment safe and hygienic, having basic amenities, and right to legal aid, no electroconvulsive therapy without anesthesia. Attempt to commit suicide is not an offense according to this act. So a person who attempt to commit suicide will be perceived to be suffering from severe stress, and they are not subject to any investigation. So this act also envisage the establishment of Central Mental Health Authority and State Mental Health Authority. Next, China must take a haircut on its loan to poor countries, says India's G20 Sherpa. So you need to know about haircut. This comes under GS3 economy. Haircut is the difference between the loan amount and the actual value of the asset, where that asset is used for the collateral. So which means it reflects the lender perception of the risk of fall in the value of asset. But haircut, it also said in the context of loan recovery, which means it is the difference between the actual due from a borrower and the amount he settled within the bank. So writing off a loan essentially means it will be no longer be counted as an asset. By writing off, a bank can reduce the level of NPA. Okay. Thank you.